Now on Coast TV News.
Library location secured.
I think it's important to serve everybody.
Where the new Rehoboth Beach Library will be built. New speed limit.
I like that they slowed things down.
Keep your foot off the gas if you're driving through this stretch of Route 24. Flood project delayed in South Bethany.
It's a bane of my existence.
The mayor of the town says why.
We're expecting another crazy cold day for Thursday, and on Friday, we may see a little bit of snow.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
South Bethany construction delays continues flooding in one neighborhood. Good evening, I'm Brandon Ferguson. Christina DeRobertis has the night off. Welcome to Coast TV News at 11. We begin tonight with a project that hit a snag due to Mother Nature. A construction project off of Coastal Highway in South Bethany Beach has been delayed 2 times since November, according to the mayor's monthly newsletter. The goal of the project is to battle back against flooding. But as Coast TV News reporter Drew Bellinger shows us what's behind those delays and what the plan is moving forward.
2 months, 2 delays. Construction to stop flooding on York Road off of Coastal Highway in South Bethany Beach has been delayed for the 2nd time since November. According to Edie Dondero, mayor of South Bethany Beach, quote, "The delay is simply because of the tide and the weather. They haven't been able to find a window of time when they could get it done successfully." The project, led by Kinsley Construction, will raise the section of York Road between Carlisle Drive and Plymouth Road by 6 inches. Jane Vandale, who lives near York Road, sees that as an improvement.
I'm very happy that someone has taken initiative.
And here's why it matters. Right now, rain, like the rain that hit Delmarva on Tuesday, is all it takes to leave puddles and pooled water.
It's a bane of my existence.
Bigger storms, like Hurricane Erin, lead to mass flooding, which you can see in this footage from our Coast Copter from August. Mayor Dondero says the project will use porous pavement to let water drain more easily.
Get this thing paved with a special kind of paving to keep us from holding the water and not being a problem so much, because it's scary.
Mayor Dondero also says that this whole thing is expected to cost the town of South Bethany Beach roughly $300,000 in infrastructure funds, but this most recent pause means that none of the work will be done until spring. Brandon Scott, who works at Long and Foster, a real estate group in the area, says that he feels like he has seen worse flooding up the road in Bethany Beach.
No, I mean, there's a few streets that get affected more than others. For the most part, South Bethany is pretty good with the flooding, especially on Route 1.
With work on this project being paused through the winter, neighbors will have to hang in there for a few more months and hope that no major storms come by and flood the area. Until then, in South Bethany, Drew Bellinger, Coast TV News.
In Millsboro, drivers along Route 24 may notice something different this week. New signs lowering the speed limit from 45 miles an hour to 35 are now in effect. The new limit stretches from Lewis and Mumford Roads down to Delaware Avenue. DelDOT approved the change after a traffic engineering study and a request from the Millsboro Police Department, who said the previous 45 to 50 mile an hour zones created safety issues. Some people we spoke with say the shift caught them off guard and questioned if it was even necessary. But for others, they say they are glad they brought the speed limit down.
I think it's better. I like that they slowed things down. I mean, it's not that big of a distance, in my opinion. I mean, it drops to 25 from 45, so dropping from 35 to 25 is easier.
Police say that these new signs are now in effect, so if you're driving down Route 24 and you see one of these signs, you're going to want to ease up on the gas. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll tonight. We want to know, how do you feel about the new speed limit on Route 24 in Millsboro? Let's take a look at the updated results from our 6 p.m. news hour. The majority, 44%, say too slow, with 30% saying safer now. And we do have a comment tonight from Stephen Worley. He said, hopefully the slower speeds helps with aggressive drivers. And if you haven't voted yet, you still can on CoastTV.com or on our mobile app. 10 Delaware projects will get nearly $350,000 next year. This as part of DENREC's Community Environmental Project Fund. The money comes from fines and penalties for environmental violations, with 40% of those funds going back to affected communities. Projects included Community Violence Now and Sussex Health and Environmental Network. We're now going to take a live look into the capital here in Delaware, into Dover, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams has a look at our weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening. You know, we were thinking about what's the best way to kind of describe how it feels outside. It's what we call unfriendly cold weather, or a cold feel outside. Very unfriendly indeed. It's telling you, go back in the house, and it's not being nice about it. So we're at 32 degrees in Rehoboth at this point, and we're going to stay near freezing for the rest of the night with a few scattered clouds in place. Now, here's our expectations for Thursday. We're going to feel like 25 degrees as the winds are primarily going to push out of the west to the east. And it's going to be a zonal flow, but it's going to be a cold flow, zonal or not, okay? And then as we go into Friday, the winds then turn out of the north, and that drops how it's going to feel even lower or even further. It's going to feel like 17 degrees in Seaford, Georgetown, and Ellendale. 18 is going to be the wind chill factor in the morning time in Delmar, Salisbury, as well as Millsboro. It's going to feel like 19 in Selbyville as well as Berlin. And also, Brandon, guess what? On top of this cold, we're going to be concerned about snow.
Snow. That's not a safety word for me, Paul. Thank you. And with winter upon us, Delmarva Power is providing tips on how to stay winter ready. They say neighbors should check for poorly sealed areas, upgrade your insulation, manage your thermostats, and use sunlight to help warm homes and keep costs low. The company also says you should keep emergency kits up to date, use generators safely, and sign up for outage alerts on Delmarva. In Rehoboth Beach, this plot of land off of Warrington Road is where the second Rehoboth Beach Library location will now go. Officials with the library say because of the growth west of Coastal Highway near Route 24 and with two schools nearby, this land made a perfect spot for a library.
After years of discussion, the Rehoboth Beach Library purchased over 5 acres of land for around $2 million. According to Kay Wheatley, who is the president of the board of trustees for the library.
It feels great. I grew up here, so I'm what they call native. So I've watched this growth, and I think it's important to serve everybody. So that's what we're trying to accomplish.
Wheatley tells CoastTV that by the end of construction, the total cost of it, half of the cost will be covered by Delaware Bonds Bill, and she expects an over 20,000 square foot facility to go right here in this field.
The new library location does have a builder and developer set. Officials with the library say once plans and designs are finalized, a total price of construction will be known. Meanwhile, some patrons of the Rehoboth Avenue location are waiting for renovations there to finish before getting their hopes up over a new one.
They haven't broken ground yet, so I think we shouldn't hold our breath.
The library plans to raise the other half of the total construction cost through fundraising. Currently, the library still needs $200,000 to cover renovations at the original location.
Wheatley says once the new year hits, a task force will be put together to see exactly what the needs are for the interior of this new library location. In Milton, this is where a 385 home development called Cary Farms would go. East of Shingle Point Road and southwest of Harbison Road, the Cary Farms subdivision would include a mix of single-family homes as well as townhouses and duplexes, all planned as market-rate ownership units. According to the preliminary land use service application, the project would generate more than 3,000 average daily car trips. Plans also call for more than 58 of 116 acres of forest land to be removed to make way for housing and roadways. Some people we spoke with say that's just frustrating.
There's such an impact on the biodiversity, just even on the amount of birds that we're seeing decrease constantly because they have nowhere to live. When we take down the trees and we take away the area where they live, they have nowhere to go.
Now, this is important to note that no affordable units are in the plan right now, though the Delaware State Housing Authority has encouraged the developer to change that. Cary Farm is also set to be annexed into the town of Milton, and the project is under review. You can submit written comments until December 23rd on this project. Lewis says local nonprofits can apply for 2 types of grants. For more than $5,000 for community projects and less than $5,000 for local events and services. More information and applications were on the city's website. Applications are due on December 15th at 4 p.m., while the final grant awards will be announced by the end of March in Lewis. Coming up, the first ever all-woman council in Salisbury. We speak to one of the council members next. But first, we have our weather, and the man with the answers is right there in our First Alert Weather Center. Next is First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams with your full forecast.
So right now we have an unfriendly feeling outside with all that cold, uncomfortable cold that's reminding us, hey, it's December. Get it? All right, we're at 28 degrees in Lewis. The winds are calm. Thank goodness they're calm, because right now it's cold enough in and of itself. 32, staying near freezing. That's where we are going to stay for right now. Where it feels like 27 degrees in Redden, it feels like 27 degrees also in Delmar, and it feels like 29 right now in Laurel. Small craft advisory, so it's still a little blustery close to the beaches. Fortunately for Lewis, right now near Irish Hive where our camera's located, it's not all that breezy, but go anywhere else and it's a situation. Same holds true for us on the other side near Smith Island as well as Westover, where we have 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts occasionally happening, and that's going to stay a concern for us at least for the overnight going into tomorrow. So let's talk Thursday first of all. Winds out of the west between 9 to 13 miles per hour with partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Now that's well below where we should be for this time of the year. And then we are going to start off with sunshine. As you can see, not a cloud in the sky at 7 o'clock in the morning. We progress to about 2:30, still staying pretty clear, highs only in the 40s, struggling to get to the 40s. Friday is when the worm turns. Look at how we see a significant amount of snow beginning to develop along the coast. And then we have a mixture of this pink, which is actually a transition from either freezing rain or sleet or that kind of thing. And then we have a lot of green, which is rain, basically dancing in the area. So we have 4 things that could possibly happen. Cold air aloft, and then it snows aloft, but then it warms up with this column of warm air and it becomes rain eventually. Or you can have a little slice of colder air close to the ground, so when it contacts something, it freezes, causing freezing rain. Now, if the cold layer is a little bit thicker, it could cause some sleet. It causes a refreezing to occur. But what we are expecting for the most part is for the entire column to just stay cold so it falls as snow. With that as our understanding now, here's our expectation. By 11:30, we're looking for the scattered snow showers to push across the Salisbury area, but not stick around for a long period of time. And then for the coast, by the time we get to 2:30, everything's out of the way. But look at that profound push of winds coming out of the north. And the amount of snow backed off a bit. Instead of about an inch and a little bit over an inch in Seaford, the newest model run is indicating a half an inch at best. So all of the snow models are backing off. They're not so confident and blustery. But the cold air, oh, that's sticking around all the way through the weekend. So here we go. Tonight, 28, mostly clear and very chilly. Clouds building for tomorrow, 46, winds west, 5 to 9. Friday, slight snow early and an afternoon changeover if it sticks around even that long. Because now now that we're calling these models out, out on the mat, backing off and not feeling so bold and froggy, right? So anyway, we're looking for a yellow alert day regardless for us on Friday.
Thank you, Paul. In Cambridge, a big flood protection project is taking shape, and now people can see exactly what it might look like. The city says the Make Cambridge Resilient team has built a scale model showing a proposed berm along the Choptank River. The model goes on display tonight at Long Wharf Park. A berm is essentially a raised strip of land used to divert runoff and keep high water from pushing into neighborhoods. A landmark moment for the city of Salisbury. For the first time ever, all 5 city council seats are held by women. The historic moment took place earlier this week when Melissa Holland was appointed to the council. She fills the District 2 seat left open by last month Deshawn Dowdy's sudden resignation. Holland says she is excited to be a part of history, but she's more focused on the work ahead.
Times are changing. We have women presidents of the universities locally. Women are getting more into politics. I may not be known as well, but I want to do what's best. I've lived in this city for 27 years. I've raised my 3 kids here, and I want the city to be the best it can be.
Councilmember Sharon Deschelle tells us it's not a good idea to have a council made up of all women or men, but she did vote in favor of appointing Holland to the council in Salisbury. District 6 school board member Katie Addis has resigned effective immediately. She announced her decision at yesterday's budget input meeting, thanking the community for its support. Board leaders praised her service, and county commissioners will now appoint her replacement. Coming up, monitoring microplastics, how Governor Matt Meyer is joining the fight against microplastics in your drinking water.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Delaware Governor Matt Meyer is pushing more regulations of microplastics in your drinking water. Meyer is joining a petition urging the Environmental Protection Agency to add microplastics to its next national monitoring rule. Researchers have linked microplastics exposure to higher cancer risks, yet the particles remain unregulated. Governor Meyer joins 6 other governors, including Maryland's Wes Moore, on the petition. Across Delmarva, changes for the Berlin Town Hall. According to the agenda of the Historic District Committee, they are set to discuss possible renovations tonight. Town officials say the project would focus on the building's exterior. The Berlin's Historic District Committee has kicked off already this evening. New tonight, a Delaware Superior Court judge has paused a legal challenge to Sussex County's Council's denial of a proposed electrical substation near Millsboro, citing new state laws set to take effect next month that could override the local decision. Judge Mark H. Connor issued a stay December 1st in the case brought by Renewable Redevelopment, LLC. The company is challenging the council's vote from nearly a year ago that rejected its plan to build a substation to support an offshore wind project. Coming up after the break in sports, girls basketball in Delaware, a game that came down to the wire between Milford and Delmarva Christian.
We salute David Ogden, who devoted 35 years of distinguished service to the U.S. Army from 1979 to 2014. He answered the call in East Timor, Iraq, and Afghanistan, bringing steady leadership to every mission. David concluded his remarkable career as the Operations Warrant Officer for the 1st Division Headquarters, guiding soldiers through demanding and complex operations. We honor his dedication, his courage, and the lasting impact of his service to our nation.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
In sports, we head to the basketball courts as Milford and Delmarva Christian battle it out in an early season matchup. Delmarva Sports Network Kayla Santiago has more.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studio.
What's going on, sports fans? We've got a cross-conference battle in the first state between the ESEAC and the Henlopen. Delmarva Christian Royals taking on the Milford Buccaneers in girls basketball action. We will start things out with Isabella Watson of Milford passing the rock across the court to Amaria Satra Harris, who gets the deuce, giving the Buccaneers a 4-2 lead. Satra Harris back at it again for the Bucks. This too is pure 6-2 in the first quarter of action. Delmarva Christian's turn. Avery McCoy of the Royals dodging the Bucks and connects on the jumper. Milford still ahead 6-4. Satra Harris passing the rock to Kaylin Piper Evans from way outside. It's 14-10 in the second quarter of action. Riley Bartow of Delmarva Christian passes the ball across the court to Eva Elliott. wide open, and she lays it in. Royals ahead 18-16 in the third. Tristan Shoel of Milford with the answer. This rock, it's in, plus the foul. Delmarva Christian still up by a small margin, 21-18. Now in the fourth, Shoel finds the rock, gets it in for the Buccaneers. Delmarva Christian still up. The Royals in this contest would come out victorious, 33-28. That'll for sports. Have a great night, everybody.
It's that time again for the Bless Our Children campaign. Every year, CoastTV works to make the holidays brighter for kids across Delmarva. The money you give goes to local charities who buy Christmas presents. Here's tonight's Shell Brothers Honor Roll.
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you to the businesses, groups, and individuals who have stepped up to the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000 to the Bless Our Children campaign.
We'd like to recognize those friends now by reading the Shell Brothers Honor Roll in order of amount given in increments of $1,000.
In loving memory of Stacy Dorsch, Atlantic Community Thrift Shop,
Boggs Dish Haroon Post number 123,
Ocean City Elks Lodge number 2645,
Clark & Sons Garage Doors, James Maloney,
Eastern Shore Corvette Club Incorporated,
Cape Henlopen Elks 2540,
Seaboard Billboard Boat, Edward Jones Office of Melinda Tingle,
Sons and Daughters of Italy of Ocean City Lodge number 2474,
Tony Tank Tribe number 149, Midway Par 3,
Inspiration Health Services LLC, Sugar and Gas Home and Comfort Products, Apgar Turf Farm Inc.,
Chesapeake Urology, Doctors Mark Edney, Mark Shimko, Alyssa Gracely, and Jason Smith.
CJ's Beach Space.
In honor of Bill Hickman, Peninsula Imaging LLC.
Painting in America Made Great Again, Earl Johnson Painting.
In memory of Jean G. and John D. Henry.
Mr. and Mrs. R. Dean Goldsboro.
Evergreen Lodge number 153.
Gnostic Family Charitable Foundation Fund of the Delaware Community Foundation.
Emery's General Service of Millsboro.
Willard's Lions Club, Sean Knoll Ways Limitless Worldwide.
Wheels That Heal Car Club.
Chesapeake Waste Industries.
Wacomico Lodge number 91 AF and AM.
Rotary International Lewis Rehoboth Beach Rotary Club.
Preston Gromark FS.
Pocomoke Elks Lodge number 1624.
American Legion Cinnapunxon Post number 166.
Fillmore Day Real Estate Services LLC.
Accurate Termite and Pest Control.
Delaware Improved Order of Redmen and Degree of Pocahontas.
Idlewild Brewerton Club.
Hawker's Supermarkets.
DJVO Entertainment.
Murray's Residential Service, Dennis and Barbara Murray.
Allen Corman and Son, Inc.
Antique Alley of Bridgeville in memory of Ron Hatfield.
Eastern Shore Auctions by Willie Benton.
ASAP Pumping and ASAP Total Disposal.
Absolute PDR, Dwayne and Brandy Geis.
David and Luis.
Tylerton Church, Inc. Contractors for a Cause.
Queen City Elks Lodge number 1051.
AccuTrench Contracting LLC.
IV Solutions.
Terra Firma of Delmarva Paving.
Crowley Associates Realty, Inc.
ABC Refrigeration, Inc. of Bishopville, Maryland.
BYOC Build Your Own Cookie, Shinkatig and West OC.
Corrado Construction Company.
The Caronville Foundation.
Tops Cutoff DJ Services and Recording Studio.
William Porter.
HVAC Services Unlimited, Inc.
Shore Fund Tractor Pullers.
Eastern Shore Region Antique Automobile Car Club. Harry and Jenny Davis.
Collins Wharf Sod.
Brittany McKinley, in loving memory of Ava Lee Quinn, Jim and Nancy McKinley.
Missionary Baptist Church.
Selbyville Elks Lodge, number 2173.
King Crop Insurance in memory of Bonnie King.
Sons of the American Legion, number 123. Richard Jordan, in memory of Maurice and Pearl Jordan.
Liberty Concrete and Home Enhancements LLC.
Chris Contracting, Inc.
Dagsboro Paint and Wallpaper.
In memory of Cecily Witt.
Dance Conservatory and Ballet Theater of Dover.
O.T. Beauchamp Jr., American Legion Post 94.
Lewis Rehoboth Moose Lodge 646.
Hastings Marine Construction.
June and John Lewis Jr.
Paula Kelly of Elite Lending Services LLC. Don and Stephanie McIntaffer.
Delmarva Art and Wool Expo.
Towers Concrete Products, Inc.
G.R. Campbell Construction. We appreciate all of you stepping up to the Shell Brothers Challenge as a part of our Bless Our Children campaign.
If you'd like to help, send your carton donation to Bless Our Children in care of WBOC at 1729 North Salisbury Boulevard, Salisbury, Maryland 21801, or you can donate on our website, blessourchildren.org.
Thank you for helping make this season merrier for children on Delmarva.
Happy holidays.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
From marching bands to fire trucks lined in Christmas lights to even our own mascot Petey right there in downtown Milton, it was packed tonight for the Christmas parade. And Paul, it was just plain cold outside tonight for the parade.
Without a doubt. And it's cold right now as we speak. 32 in Dover, for example. We're going to stay in the lower 30s, 31 just below freezing, if not more than that. Small craft advisory stays active around the peninsula, watching out for about 25-mile-per-hour winds. Be mindful of that. Christina Clearwater of Lewis, that's our umbrella winner. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Call our weather line, sponsored by the law office of Brugstead, Mandalis, and Federico. Your forecast is just a call away. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We're calling for a yellow alert day for Friday.
And you're out there earlier shooting some Christmas stuff for a special.
It was not friendly.
The wind, there's no wind, and it's still this cold.
And that's why Friday is so important, because the winds pick back up on Friday. So we're going to drop from a balmy, warm 32 to a chilly 15 and 16 in some areas.
Bring a little flurries in there too. We'll see what happens.
And we're going to see how that action, because those models are backing up.
We'll see. Thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. This Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow morning for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.